Once upon a time.
I wish
In a far-off kingdom
more than anything,
lived a young maiden
more than life,
and a sad young lad
more than jewels.
and a childless baker
I wish
with his wife.
more than the moon.
I wish
Thanksgiving a festival.
more than preaching.
I wish to go to the festival and the ball. More than anything,
I want to shine.
I wish to go to the festival. I wish.
You wish to go to the festival?
The poor girl's mother had died.
You, Cinderella, the festival. The festival. The King's festival.
And her father had taken for his new wife.
Look at your nails. Look at your dress. People would laugh at you.
Nevertheless, I still wish to go to the festival.
And dance before the prince?
A woman of 2 daughters of her own. All 3 were beautiful things, but vile and black of heart. Jack, on the other hand, had no father, and his mother,
I wish.
well, she was not quite beautiful.
I wish my son were not a fool. I wish my house was not a mess. I wish the cow was full of milk. I wish the walls were full of gold. I wish a lot of things.
You foolish child, what in heaven's name are you doing with the cow inside the house?
Well, a warm environment might be just what Milky White needs to produce his milk.
It's a she. How many times do I have to tell you only she's can produce milk?
Why, come in, little girl. I wish. It's not for me, it's for my granny in the woods. A loaf of bread, please. To bring my poor old hungry granny in the woods. Just a loaf of bread, please.
Cinderella's stepmother had a surprise for her.
I have thrown a pot of lentils into the fireplace. If you can pick them all out in 2 hours' time, then you shall go to the ball with us. And perhaps a sticky 1 or 4.
Birds in the sky, birds in the eaves and the leaves, over fields, over castles and ponds.
And a few of those pies, please.
Come little birds out from the eaves and the leaves, over fields, over castles and ponds.
No squeeze, pal.
Ah, 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 ah. Quick little birds flick through the ashes, picking back but swiftly, sift through the ashes into the pot.
Listen well, son, Milky White must be taken to the market.
But mother, no, he's the best cow.
Was.
She's been dry for a week, with no food, no money, and no choice but to sell her while she can still command a price.
But Milky White is my best friend in the whole wide world.
Look at her. There are bugs on her dugs. There are flies in her eyes. There's a lump on her rump, big enough to be a hump.
But
Son, we've no time to sit and dither, while her withers wither with her, and no one keeps a cow for a friend. Sometimes I fear you're touched.
Into the woods, time to go. I hate to leave, I have to though. Into the woods, time, so I must begin my journey. Into the woods and through the trees to where I am expected, ma'am. Into the woods to grandmother's house. Into the woods to grandmother's
Are you
house.
certain of your way?
The way is clear, the light is good. I have no fear, nor no one should. The woods are just trees, the trees are just wood. I sort of hate to ask it, but do you have a basket?
Don't stray and be late.
And save some sweets for Granny.
Into the woods and down the dell, the path is straight, I know it well. Into the woods and who can tell what's waiting on the journey. Into the woods to bring some bread to Granny who is sick in bed. Never can tell what lies ahead, for all that I know she's already dead. But into the woods, into the woods, into the woods to grandmother's house and home before dark.
Fly birds back to the sky, back to the eaves and the leaves, over fields and castles and ponds.
Hurry up and do my hair, Cinderella. Are you really wearing that? Here, I found a little tear, Cinderella. Can't you hide it with a hat?
You look beautiful.
No. Put it in a twist.
Mother said be good, father said be nice. This is always their advice, so be nice, Cinderella. Good Cinderella, nice, good, good, nice.
Tiger.
What's the good of being good if everyone is blind and you're always left behind? Never mind, Cinderella, kind Cinderella, nice, good, good, kind, good, nice.
Not that time.
Sorry.
Claude.
Because the baker had lost his mother and father in a baking accident. Well, at least that's what he thought. He was eager to have his family of his own and concerned that all efforts to do that would fail.
Who might that be?
We sold our last loaf of bread.
It's the witch from next door. We have no bread.
Of course you have no bread.
What do you wish?
It's not what I wish. It's what you wish. Nothing cooking in there now, is there?
The enchantress went on to tell the couple that she had placed a spell on their house.
What spell?
In the past, when you were no more than a babe, your father brought his young wife and you to this cottage. They were a handsome couple, but not handsome neighbors. You see, your mother was with child and she developed an unusual appetite. She took one look at my beautiful garden and told your father that what she wanted more than anything in the world was greens, and nothing but greens. Parsley, peppers, cabbages, and celery, asparagus, and watercress, and fiddleford and lettuce. He said, all right, but it wasn't quite, because I caught him in the autumn in my garden one night. He was robbing me, raping me, rooting through my rutabaga, raiding my arugula, and ripping up the rabbit and my taffy and my favorites. I should have laid a spell on him right there. I could have turned him into a stone, or a dog, or a chair. But I let him have the red pea, and I had lots to spare. In return, however, I said, fair is fair. You will let me have the baby that your wife will bear, and we'll call it square.
I had a brother.
No, but you had a sister.
But the witch refused to tell him anymore. Not even that her name was Rapunzel. She went on.
I thought I had been more than reasonable, and that we... but how was I to know what your father had also hidden in his pockets? You see, when I inherited that garden, my mother told me that I were to be punished if I were to lose any of the beans.
Beans?
The special beans. I let him go. I didn't know he'd stolen my beans. I was watching him throw back over the wall, and then bang! Crack! The lightning flash. But that's another story. Never mind. Anyway, unless the big day came, I made my claim. But to take away the baby, they shrieked and screeched. But I did, and I hit her. Well, she'll never be reached. And your father cried. Your mother died. When for extra measure, I admit it was a pleasure. I said sorry. I'm still not mollified. So I lit a little spell on them. You too, son. That your family tree will always be a barren one. So there's no more fuss and no more scenes, and my garden thrives. You should see my nectarines, but I'm telling you the same. I tell kings and queens, don't you ever mess around with my greens, especially the beans.
Now listen to me, Jack. Lead Milky Way to the market and fetch the best price you can. Take no less than 5 pounds. Are you listening to me?
Yes, of course.
Now how much are you?
No more than 5 pounds.
Less than 5. Into the woods, the time is now. We have to live, I don't care how. Into the woods to sell the cow. You must begin the journey. Straight to the woods and don't delay. We have to face the marketplace. Into the woods, the journey's end.
Into the woods to sell a friend.
Someday you'll have a real pet, Jack.
A piggy?
Meanwhile, the witch, for purpose of her own, explained how the baker might lift the spell.
You wish to have the curse reversed? I'll need a certain potion first. Go to the wood and bring me back 1, the cow is white as milk. 2, the cape is red as blood. 3, the hair is yellow as corn. And 4, the slipper as pure as gold. Bring me these before the time of midnight in 3 days' time, and you shall have, I guarantee, a child as perfect as child can be. Go to the wood!
Ladies, our carriage awaits.
Now may I go to the festival?
Darling, those nails, darling, those clothes. Lentils are one thing, but darling, those, you'd make us the fools of the and mortify the friends.
I wish.
We must be gone.
Look what I found in Father's hunting jacket.
6 beans?
I wonder if they're the...
Witch's beans. We must take them with us.
No, you're not coming.
I know you're fearful of the woods at night.
The spell is on my house. Only I can lift the spell. The spell is on my
The
house.
spell is on our house. We must lift the spell together. The spell is on our house.
No, you are not to come, and that is final. Now, what am I to return with?
You don't remember?
The cow is white as milk, the cape is red as blood, the slipper is pure as gold, the hair is yellow as corn.
The cow is white as milk, the cape is red as blood, the hair is yellow as corn, the slipper is pure as gold.
And so the baker reluctantly set off to meet the enchantress's demands, as did Cinderella.
I still wish to go to the festival, but how am I ever to get to the festival?
The cow is white as milk, the
I know.
cape is red
All
as
these
blood,
and wild
the
as
hair
grave,
is
the
yellow
gave her the
as corn,
hazel tree, and I'll
slipper
tell but I
is
just
pure
want to
as
go to the king's
gold.
festival.
The cow is white as milk.
Into the woods,
It's time
into the woods, it's time to
to
go.
go. It may be all in vain, you know, into the woods, but even so, I have to take the journey.
Into the woods, the path is straight, I know it well, but who can tell?
To the woods to lift the spell.
To go to distant waters. I regret the choice is made, the task is set. Into the woods, but not forgetting why you're on the journey. Into the woods to get my wish, I don't care how the time is now.
To make, to lift the
Into the woods to
spell.
go to the festival.
Into the woods to grandmother's house. Into the woods to grandmother's house.
The way is clear, the light is good. I have no fear, nor no one should. The woods are just trees, the trees are just woods. No need to be afraid,
There's something in the glade there.
Into the woods without delay, be careful not to lose the way. Into the woods, who knows what may be lurking on the journey. Into the woods to get the thing that makes it worth the journeying.
No.
To lift the spell.
Tries to go to festival. Into the woods,
Into the woods. Into the woods and out of the woods.
and home before dark.
dark.
Cinderella had planted a branch at the grave of her mother and visited there and so often and wept so much that her tears watered a tree until it became handsome and large.
I've been good and I've been kind, mother, doing only what I learned from you. What I meant by left behind, mother, is there something more that I should do? What is wrong with me, mother? Something must be wrong. I wish.
What, child? Specify. Opportunity is not a lengthy visitor. Like bad can befall you at any time.
I wish.
Do you know what you wish? Are you certain what you wish is what you want? If you know what you wish, ask the tree and you shall have your wish.
Shimmer and glimmer, little tree. Silver and gold throw down on me. I'm off to get my wish.
Quiet. Silence everywhere. Not to my liking, Milky White.
Hello, Jack.
How did you know my name?
When I first appear, I seem mysterious. When explained, I'm nothing serious.
Say that again.
On your way to the market? You might not have been there a long time ago. Taking your time, Jack?
No, sir.
How much you asking for the animal?
No less than 5 pounds.
Why such a sum?
Well, my mother told me
A
that.
mother, for your age, you'd be lucky to exchange for a sack of beans.
Let's go, Milky White. There are spirits here.
Good day, young lady.
Good day, Mr. Wolf.
be they're away so hurriedly?
To my grandmother's.
And what might be in your basket?
Some bread and wine so grandmother will have something good to eat to make her nice and strong.
And where might your grandmother live?
A good quarter of a league further in the woods. Her house stands under 3 large oak trees.
Look at that flesh. Pink. Hello, little girl. Tender and fresh. Not one lump. Hello, little girl. This one's especially lush. Delicious. Mmm. Hello, little girl. What's your rush? You're missing all the flowers. The sun won't set for hours. Take your time.
Mother said straight ahead, not to delay or be misled.
Slow, little girl, hark and hush. The birds are singing sweetly. You'll miss the birds completely. You're traveling so fleetly. Grandmother first, then Miss Plump. What a delectable couple. Utter perfection, one brittle, one supple, one moment, my dear.
Mother said, come what may, follow the path and never stray.
So, little girl, any path, so many worth exploring. Just one would be so boring. And look what you're ignoring. Think of crisp, aging bones, then something fresh on the palate. Think of that scrumptious carnality twice in one day. There's no possible way to describe how you feel when you're talking to your meal.
Mother said, never stray. Still, I suppose a small delay. Granny might like a fresh bouquet. Goodbye, Mr. Wolf.
Goodbye, little girl. And hello. Ow!
Is harm to come to that little girl in the red cape?
Forget the little girl and get the cape.
You frighten me.
That's the cape. Get it. Get it.
How am I supposed to get it?
You go up to the little thing and then you take it.
I can't just take a cloak from a little girl. Why don't you just take it?
If I could, I would. But. My Rapunzel, listen to her beautiful music. Get me what I need. Get me what I need.
This is ridiculous. I'll never get that red cape nor find a golden cow or a yellow slipper. Or was it a golden slipper or a yellow cow? Oh no.
Cow is white as milk, the cape is red as blood, the slipper is yours.
What are you doing here?
You forgot your scarf.
You've no business being in the woods. You've no idea about what I've come upon here. You'd be frightened for your life. Now go home immediately.
I wish to help.
No, the spell is on my house.
The spell is in our house. We must lift the spell together.
No, only I can lift the spell. The spell's on my house.
The cow is white as
Milk. Hello there, young man.
Hello, sir.
What might you be doing with a cow in the middle of the forest?
Well, I was on my way to the marketplace, but I seem to have lost my way.
And what are you planning to do then?
And what are you planning to do there?
Sell my cow. No less than 5 pounds.
5 pounds? Where am I to get 5 pounds?
She must be generous of milk to fetch 5 pounds.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you can't fetch that sum, then what are you to do?
Well, I hadn't thought of that. I suppose my mother and I will have no food to eat then.
Here's the sum total.
Beans? We mustn't give up our beans. Well, if you feel that we must.
Beans in exchange for my cow?
Oh, these are no ordinary beans. These beans
carry magic.
Magic? What kind of magic?
Tell him.
Magic that defies description.
How many beans?
6.
5. We mustn't give up all of our beans. We need one for ourselves. Besides, they're worth £1 each at the very least.
Well, could I buy my cow back someday?
Well, possibly.
I guess this is goodbye, old pal. You've been a perfect friend. I hate to see us part, old pal. Someday I'll buy you back. I'll see you soon again. I hope that when I do, it won't be on a plate.
Will you take the cow and go home?
No one would have given him more for this creature. Besides, I think we're doing them a favor.
Magic beans? We've no reason to believe they're magic. Are we to dispel this curse through deceit?
If you know what you want, then you go and you find it and you take it.
Home!
Do you want a child or not? And you give and you take and you bid and you bargain, or you live to regret it.
Can you please go home?
No, there are rights and wrongs and in-betweens. No one waits when fortune intervenes. And maybe they're really magic, who knows? Why you do what you do, that's the point. All the rest of it is chatter. And if what you do is pure and intent and it's meant and it's just a little bent, does it matter?
Yes.
No, what matters is that everyone tells tiny lies. What's important really is the size. Only 3 more tries and we'll win our prize. When the end's in sight, you'll realize if the end is right, it justifies the beans.
And so the baker continued his search for the cape as red as blood. As for Rapunzel, the witch was careful not to let this beauty to the outside world, and so shut her in a doorless tower. And when the old enchantress paid a visit, she called forth
Rapunzel, let down your hands to me.
Little did the witch know a young prince had heard Rapunzel's beautiful song and became smitten with her. He planned on returning the next day and to ask her to let her hair down so he may visit.
Hello there, little one.
Hello.
Have you saved some of those sweets for Granny?
I ate all the sweets and half the loaf of bread.
Where did you get that beautiful cape? I so admire it.
My granny made it for me.
Is that right? I would love a red cloak like that.
You look pretty foolish.
May I take a look at it?
I don't want to be without my cape. Please, give it back.
I want it badly.
Give it back, please!
I just wanted to make sure that you really loved the cape. Now you go to your granny's and make sure no wolf comes your way.
I'd rather wolf than you any day.
Ow!
Oh dear, how uneasy I feel. Perhaps it's all the sweets. Good day, grandmother. My grandmother, you're looking very strange. What big ears you have.
The better to hear you with, my dear.
But grandmother, what big eyes you have.
The better to see you with, my dear.
But grandmother, what big hands you have.
The better to hug you with, my dear.
Oh, grandmother, what a big, what terrible mouth you have.
The better to eat you with.
And Scarcely had he said that, then he was devouring the little girl. Well, it was a full day of eating for both. And after a full day of eating, he took to a nice long nap.
That grandmother has a mighty snore. Odd. Where is the little one? Eating, no doubt. Or eaten. Grandmother, what is the red cloth at the corner of your mouth? Huh, I know. I'll just take it from inside of your stomach.
Ah.
What a fright. How dank and dark it was inside that wolf.
Kill the devil! Cut his evil head off! Better yet, I want to see him sliced into 1,000 bits!
Granny!
Painful, agonizing, hideous death. Quiet, child. Fetch me some great stones. We'll fill his stomach and watch him try to run away.
Well, I will leave you to your task.
Don't you want the skin?
No, you keep them.
What kind of hunter are you?
I'm a baker.
Mother said straight ahead, not to delay or be misled. I should have heeded her advice, but he seemed so nice. And he showed me things, many beautiful things that I hadn't thought to explore. They were off my path, so I never had dared. I had been so careful, I never had cared. And he made me feel excited, well, excited and scared. When he said, come in, with that sickening grin, how could I know what was in store? Once his teeth were bared, though I really got scared, well, excited and scared. But he drew me close and he swallowed me down a dark, slimy path where lie secrets that I never want to know. And when everything familiar seems to disappear forever, at the end of the path was Granny once again. So we waited in the dark till you came and set us free. And you brought us to the light, and we're back at the start. But I know things now, many valuable things that I hadn't known before. Do not put your faith in a cape and a hood. It will not protect you the way that they should. And take extra care with strangers, even flowers have their dangers. And though scary is exciting, nice is different than good. Now I know, don't be scared, Granny is right, just be prepared. Isn't it nice to know a lot? And a little bit not. Mr. Baker, you saved our lives. Here.
Are you certain?
Yes. Maybe Granny will make me a new one out of the skins of that old wolf.
Thank you.
And so the baker, with second article in hand, that feeling braver and more satisfied than ever, ran back through the woods.
Only a dolt would exchange a cow for magic beans.
But Mother, no.
To bed with that supper for you.
Little did they know, those beans would grow into an enormous stalk that would stretch into the heavens.
Are you all right, miss? Yes, I just need to catch my breath.
What a beautiful gown you're wearing. Were you at the King's Festival?
Yes.
Have you seen the big ball gown, have you?
No, sir. I've never lied to royalty before. I've never anything to royalty before.
Thank you. The ball was very wonderful last evening.
So, tell me about the prince.
He's a very nice prince.
And?
And it's a very nice ball.
And?
And when I entered, they trumpeted.
No, the prince.
Oh, the prince?
Yes, the prince.
Well, he's tall.
Is that all? Did you dance? Is he charming? They say that he's charming.
We did nothing but dance.
And?
And it made a nice change.
No, the prince.
Oh, the prince?
Yes, the prince.
He has charm for a prince, I guess.
Guess?
Well, this is all very strange. I don't need a wide range.
Are you to return to the festival tomorrow eve?
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Oh, to be pursued by a prince. All that pursues me is tomorrow's bread.
Will you look over there?
What I wouldn't give to be in your shoes.
An enormous vine is growing near that cottage.
I mean, slippers.
It looks like a giant beanstalk rising into the sky.
As pure as gold?
I must get home.
Wait, I need your shoe! Come back!
There are giants in the sky. There are big, tall, terrible giants in the sky. When you're way up high and you look below at the world you've left and the things you know little more than a glance is enough to show you just how small you are. When you're way up high and you're on your own in a world like none that you've ever known, the sky is lead and the earth is stone, you're free to do whatever pleases you, exploring things you never dare because you don't care when suddenly there's a big, tall, terrible giant at the door. A big, tall, terrible lady giant sweeping the floor. And she gives you food and she gives you rest, and she draws you close to her giant breast, and things now that you never knew before. Not till the sky. Only just when you made a friend and all, and you know she's big but you don't feel small, so you're bigger than her, comes along the hall to swallow you for lunch. And your heart is lead and your stomach's stone and really scared being all alone. And instead you miss all things you've known in the world you've left and the little that you own. The fun is done. You steal what you can and run. As you scramble down and you look below at the world you've left and the things you know. The roof, the house, and your mother at the door. The roof, the house, and the world you never thought to explore. And you think of all of the things you've seen, and you wish that you could live in between. And you're back again, only different than before. After the sky, there are giants in the sky. There are big, tall, terrible, awesome, scary, wonderful giants in the sky! Good fortune, sir. Look what I have. Here's 5 gold pieces.
5 gold pieces?
I had more, but my mother made me surrender them.
Oh my.
Say, where's Milky White?
Milky White is back home with my wife.
Well, let's go get her then.
Wait, I didn't say 5 gold pieces. With this money, I can buy baking supplies for a year. I can buy a new thatched roof and a new chimney.
Could you buy a child?
Who are you?
When I first appear, it seemed delirious. When I explain I'm nothing serious, could you buy yourself a child?
I don't understand.
Exactly. You haven't thought about much, have you?
I'm not about to put a price on it.
How badly do you want a child? 5 gold pieces? 10? 20?
I've not thought to put a price on that. Give me back! It's not yours.
Nor is it Jack's. The money's not what's important. What's important is that you wish me honor.
Come back here, Dan. Give me back the money. What are you doing here now?
I see you've the red cape.
Yes, I've the cape. Only 2 items left to locate.
3.
2. I've the cape and the cow.
You've the cape.
What have you done with the cow?
She ran away. I never reached home. I've been looking for her all night.
I never should have entrusted her to you.
But she might just have easily have run from you.
But she didn't.
But she might have.
But she didn't.
Who cares? The cow is gone! Get it back!
We were just going to do that. Here, I can give you this.
Don't give me that, fool! I'm not allowed to touch that. Have you no sense? My sweetness calls. By tomorrow's midnight, bring me the ingredients, or you wish you never thought to have a child!
I don't like that woman.
I'm sorry I lost the cow.
I shouldn't have yelled. Now please go back to the village. I will make things right. No more hunting for strange objects. No more witches and dim-witted boys and hungry little girls.
Ah, there you are, good brother. Father and I had wondered where you had gone.
I've been looking all night for her.
Her?
The one I danced the evening with.
Where did she go?
Gone with the fine morning mist.
She was lovely.
Oh, the loveliest.
I'm not sure of that, brother. I must confess. I too have found a lovely maiden. She lives here in the woods.
The woods?
Yes, on top of a tall tower that has no door or stairs.
Where?
2 leagues from here, due east, just beyond the mossy knoll.
And how do you manage this visit?
I stand beneath her tower and say, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair to me. And she lowers the longest, most beautiful head of hair, yellow as corn, which I climb to her.
Rapunzel? Rapunzel? Oh, I've never heard such a name. You jest. I've never heard such a thing.
It is true as your maiden. A maiden running from a prince, none would run from us.
Yet one has. Did I abuse her or show her disdain? Why does she run from me? If I pursue her, how shall I regain the heart she has won for me? Agony beyond power of speech, when the one thing you want is the only thing out of your reach.
High in her tower, she sits by the hour, maintaining her hair. Blithe and becoming, and quietly humming a light-hearted air. Agony, far more painful than yours, when you know she would go with you, if there only were doors. Agony, oh the torture they teach. What's as intriguing,
Nor half so fatiguing
as what's out of reach?
Am I not sensitive, clever, well-mannered, considerate, passionate, charming, as kind as I'm mental, and heir to the
You
throne?
are everything maidens could wish for.
Then why no?
Do I know?
A girl must be mad.
Agony,
Misery.
woe, though it's different for each.
Always 10 steps behind.
Always 10 feet below, and she's just out of reach. Agony that can cut like a knife. I must have her. Do I?
2 princes, each more handsome than the other. Wait, I need to get the hair.
Oh, excuse me, young woman. Have you encountered a boy with brown hair and a sunny, though occasionally disposition, answering to the name of Jack?
Not one partial to a white cow?
He's the one.
Have you seen the cow?
No, and I don't wish to ever again. Children can be very queer about their animals. You be careful with your children.
Oh, I don't have any children.
That's okay, too.
And I haven't seen your son today.
I hope you didn't go up that beanstalk again. Quit while you're ahead, I say. Jack! Jack!
I hope there are no witches to encounter. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair to me.
Is that you, my prince?
Yes. Excuse me for this.
Ow! Ow! Ah!
You take plenty of spills, don't you?
These slippers, not much suited for these surroundings. Actually, they're not much suited for dancing either.
What I wouldn't give for just one.
Yes, they are all you could wish for in beauty, and one is not likely to do you much good. I must run.
Wait, I need your shoe.
Stop that!
Where did she go?
Who? Oh, you mean the beautiful maiden in the dress. She went that way. I was keeping her here for you.
Moo! 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 Where did you find her?
I need to use it.
Hello?
Am I on this? Oh, skip her song.
What are you doing here? You stay out of this, old man.
I'm just here to see that your wish is granted.
You've caused enough trouble. Keep out of my path.
Oy vey!
Wife. I thought you were returning home. I've had no luck.
You have the cape.
Yes, I have the cape. You've only 2 of the 4.
3. Compare this to your corn.
Where did you get it?
I pulled it from a maiden in a tower.
3. Perhaps it takes the both of us to get this child.
You've changed, you're daring, you're different in the woods. More sure, more sharing, I know we'll get past the woods. If you could see, you're not the man who started. You're much more open-hearted than I knew you to be.
It takes 2. I thought 1 was enough. It's not true. It takes 2 of us who came through. When the journey was rough, it took you. It took 2 of us. It takes care. It takes patience and fear and despair to change. Though you swear to change, who can tell if you do? It takes 2. We've changed. We're strangers. I'm meeting you in the woods. Who minds what dangers? I know we'll get past the woods. And once we're past, let's hope the changes last. Beyond woods, beyond witches and slippers and hoods. Just the 2 of us beyond lies. Safe at home with our beautiful prize. Just a few of us. It takes trust. It takes just a bit more and we're done. We want 4, we had 9, we've got 3. We need 1, it takes 2.
Stop that hen! Oh, Providence, my Milky White, and the owners, and my hen!
Look at what this hen has dropped in my hand.
A golden egg? I've never seen a golden egg.
Well, you see, sir, I promised you more than the 5 gold pieces I gave you.
5 gold pieces?
And an old man.
You said I could have my cow back.
Now, I never said you could. I said you might.
You took 5 gold pieces from a child.
Milky White is dead!
2.
Two minutes gone, and the exhausted baker and his wife buried the dead Milky White, believing that when the witch said a cow is white as milk, she was referring to a live one. Unfortunately for Rapunzel, the witch discovered her affection for the prince before he could spirit her away.
What did I clearly say? Children should listen. What were you not to do? Children must see and learn. Why could you not obey? Children should listen. What have I been to you? What would you have me be? Handsome like a prince.
I was lonely on top of that tower.
I was not company enough.
I am no longer a child. I was to see the world.
Don't know what's out there in the world. Someone has to shield you from the world. Stay with me. Princes wait there in the world, it's true. Princes, yes, but wolves and humans too. Stay at home. I am home. Stay with me, the world is dark and wild. Stay a child while you can be a child. With me. I gave you protection and you disobeyed me. Why didn't you tell me you had a visitor? I will not share you, but I will show you a world you've never seen.
Ow! Ow!
When is a white cow not a white cow?
I don't know. Leave me alone.
I wonder I left you alone long enough.
Your questions make no sense, old man.
Do you need a new cow or not?
Go away.
After having cast out Rapunzel to a remote desert, the witch returned to take the prince by surprise.
You would fetch her dearest, but the bird no longer sits in her cage.
And when the prince fell, he fell into a patch of thorns, which the thorns hit his eyes, and he was blind. As for Cinderella, she returned from her final visit of the festival.
He's a very smart prince.
He's a prince who prepares, knowing this time I'd run from him. He spread pitch on the stairs. I was caught unawares, and I thought, well, he cares. This is more than just malice. Better stop and take stock while you're standing here stuck on the steps of the palace. You think, what do you want? You think, make a decision. Why not stay and be caught? You think, well, it's a thought, wouldn't be his response. But then what if you knew who you were when you know that you're not what he thinks that he wants? But then what if you are what a prince would envision? Although how can you know what you want when you don't till you it's what you wish when you're safe out of sight and yourself but when everything's wrong? Or where everything's right and you'll know that you'll never belong. And whichever you pick, do it quick, 'cause you're starting to stick to the steps of the palace. It's your first big decision. The choice isn't easy to make. To arrive at a ball is exciting, and oh, once you're there, though, it's scary. And it's fun to deceive when you know you can leave, but you have to be wary. There's a lot that's at stake, but you've stalled long enough, 'cause you're still standing stuck on the stuff on the steps. But run along home and avoid the collision. Even though they don't care, you'd be better off there where there's nothing to choose, or there's nothing to lose. So you pry up your shoes, and then out of the blue, and without any guide, you know what your decision is, which is not to decide. You just leave him a clue, for example, a shoe, and then see what he'll do. And it's he and not you who is stuck with the shoe in a stew, in the goo. And you've learned something too, something you never knew. On the steps of the palace.
Don't come any closer to me. Please, just hear me out. We have nothing to discuss. You've attacked me once before. I didn't attack you. I attacked your shoe. I need it. Here's a bean in exchange for it.
Beans? Nonsense.
Don't do that.
I've already given up one shoe this evening, and my feet cannot bear to give up another.
What I wouldn't give for just one. I need it to have a child.
Oh, he's coming again. May I take your shoes?
Stop. Yeah, take them.
I will search the kingdom tomorrow for the maiden who fits this shoe.
I have the cow. And I have the slipper. We've all four. What was that sound?
There's a dead giant in my backyard! I heard Jack coming down from the beanstalk calling for his axe, and then when he started hauling down the stalk, suddenly there was a crash and there was no Jack. For all I know, he would have been crushed by a giant.
Worrying will do you no good. If he's safe, he's safe. If he's crushed, well, there's nothing we can do about that, is there? I must be off. I must get rest before tomorrow.
Doesn't anyone care that an ogre has fallen from the sky?
He's dead, isn't he?
With such a thud, I would suppose.
The third midnight is near. I see a cow. I see a slipper.
And the cape is red as blood.
And the hair as yellow as corn. You've all the objects. Yes. That cow doesn't look as white as milk to me. Oh, she is. She is. This cow has been covered with flour!
Where's the cow as white as milk?
She's dead.
We thought you'd prefer a live cow.
Of course I'd prefer a live cow, so bring me the dead one and I'll bring her back to life.
You could do that.
No!
There you are! I've been worried sick.
Mother, look, the most beautiful harp.
You've stolen too much. You could have died coming down from that stalk.
What's happening?
Milky White is dead, but don't worry, they're gonna bring her back to life.
She's too heavy.
Milky White. Now I have two friends. A cow and a harp.
Quickly, feed the items to the cow.
What?
You heard me. Feed them. Fill this.
I'll do it. She'll milk only for me.
Wrong ingredients. Forget about a child.
Wait, but we followed all of your instructions. We have the cow as white as milk, correct?
Yes.
And the cape is certainly as red as blood.
Yes.
And the hair, we compared it to the ear of corn.
I pulled it from a maiden in a tower.
You what? What were you doing there?
I just happened to be passing by.
I couldn't have touched the ingredients, and I touched that hair.
No!
The corn!
What?
Take the silky hair from the corn and feed it to the cow quickly.
This better work, old man, or else your son will be the last of your flesh and blood.
Son?
Please, not now.
Yes. Meet your father.
Father, is that you? I thought you died in a baking accident.
Well, you see, I didn't want to run from you, son, but,
It's working.
Moo. She's milking.
What's wrong? What's happening?
Where are you going?
He's dead.
And so the mysterious man died, having helped end the curse on his house. For the baker, there will be no reunion with his father. And him and his wife returned home, bewildered by what happened that night. The witch, after being cursed when the lightning struck by ugliness and beauty, was now restored. Ugliness and power was now restored to her beauty. After a severe night of indigestion, Milky White was back to her former self. And the prince, well, now he began the search to fit the golden slipper. When he came to Cinderella's house, Cinderella's stepmother took the slipper and tried to force it into both stepsister's feet, but to no avail.
Have you no other daughters?
Only a stunted little kitchen wench, which his late wife left behind. She is much too dirty to present herself.
I insist.
And when Cinderella presents herself and tried on the slipper, it fit like a glove.
This is a true bride.
And so much to the dismay of the stepmother and stepdaughter and daughters, he took Cinderella on his horse and rode off into the sunset. And finally, for Rapunzel, she bore twins and lived impoverishedly in the desert until the day her prince, wandering aimlessly, heard a voice so familiar that he went towards it And when Rapunzel saw him, she fell into his lap. And she wept, and 2 tears fell into his eyes and restored his vision.
I can see.
I was going to come fetch you as soon as you learned your lesson.
Who are you?
Surely you remember.
Mother?
This is who I truly am. Come with me, child. We can be as happy as we once were.
She will not go with you.
Let her make the decision for herself. You're the only family I have. Come with me, please. You give me no choice. Ha! Ha! Ha!
And as often is in these tales, in exchange for her youth and beauty, she lost her power.
I see the princess found you.
Yes, he has.
And thank you for the slipper.
And it came to pass that all that seemed wrong was now right. The kingdoms were filled with joy, and those who deserved to live a long and happy life. Ever after.
Ever after.
Journey over, all ended. Not just for today, but tomorrow, and extended. Ever after.
Ever after.
All the curses have been ended. The verses wiped away. All tenderness and laughter for forever after.
Happy now and happy heads and happy ever after.
There were dangers, confusions, and as it often were, it was constant. Disillusions.
And we got what we deserved.
Happy now and
happy hour, tenderness and laughter. Joy today and blessed sorrow and forever after.
I was greedy.
I was vain.
I was haughty.
I was smarty.
We were happy.
We were happy. We
It
were
was
blind. We went to the woods to get our wish. Now we're not so blind. I was perfect. I had everything but beauty. I had power and started like a flower. Unhappy now, unhappy hence, unhappy ever after. Happy and been worthy of our discontents. See your wish come true. See your wish pursue. It's a dangerous endeavor. The only thing to do. Lose the path.
You may encounter wolves, you mustn't stop, you mustn't swerve, you mustn't run, you have to act. When you want your wish, you can get your wish. You can't just wish to get your wish.
Into the woods, nothing serious. Roses will appear. Into the woods, you have to take the journey. Into the woods, through the dale. Who can tell? Into the woods, to make the spell. The woods to lose the longing. Into the woods to wed the prince. Go to the festival, into the woods, into the woods, into the woods, and out of the woods, and happy ever after.
Harry and